share an insider perspective that at the very least, gives you a more updated view of it, but also gives you a little broader perspective. But I see the commitment and the diligence that the men and women in our United States military are making, and we need to make sure that we honor that and respect that and support that in every way possible. But we also need to stay diligent. I think 9/11 was the beginning of a many-year, maybe many-decade struggle and fight against terrorism. It's asymmetrical. It's going to be episodic. It's not going to look necessarily like other big wars, but we're going to have to rise to the challenge and stay on it. We're going to have to stay focused on diminishing and eliminating the terrorist threat. And it's not something that's just going to come or go in the next year or two. It's going to be with us, I'm afraid, for decades.
Just kicked in, but it's been cooking.
Some of our best friends and allies. So when you have President Bush say to the Czech Republic and Poland, I'm Polish, so I got to cut me a little slack here, but please host these missile defense systems, and they do so at great risk and great peril to the political leadership of those two great countries and allies. And then President Obama comes in and pulls the rug out from underneath them after they've already stuck their neck out. That's a terrible message to send to our friends around the world. And when you have Nicolas Sarkozy, the president of France, lecturing us on the dangers of appeasement, you know the United States of America has entered a new era in terms of our national security policy.
To hear that after all the other good things I think you said. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for helping me. I did. In your family, you described a series of activities. Some of you might like to go get a shotgun and shoot some ducks this fall. Others might like to have participated in the bike race across Iowa yesterday. Some of you might like to buy a ticket and come watch the Vikings and Brett Favre win the Super Bowl. Some of you might just like to go out and do other things. But most of those activities, you gotta have a job. Because it's pretty hard to go buy a shotgun to go duck hunting unless you have the ability to pay for it. Pretty tough to buy a ticket to a Vikings game unless you got a job. Pretty tough to buy a bike to ride across Iowa unless you got a job. So our governors, our legislators, our president, our Congress need to do those things that will encourage, not discourage, the entrepreneurs, the inventors, the innovators, the small business leaders, the risk takers, the dreamers, the designers, the people who do those things that will grow our private sector economy. I really like coming to Iowa. The people of Iowa are kind and generous, but they're also informed and engaged. And it reminds me a lot of Minnesota, a lot of the same types of concern about the future direction of the country. And so Mary and I have really enjoyed our time here in this great state.